Have you ever met someone who, within minutes of meeting you, seems to know your deepest secret? Or a friend who can predict a breakup before the first fight even happens? They don't have proof. They don't need it. They just know. And it can feel unsettling, almost like a superpower or an invasion. What's really happening inside the mind of a person who just knows things about people? Here's the psychology behind human intuition. This isn't about magic, it's about hyper-awareness, a learned and often exhausting skill of reading the unspoken. And if you're someone who does this, you'll feel seen today. If you've been on the receiving end, you'll finally understand. Point 1. They are masters of thin slicing, a term from psychology. It's the ability to find patterns in very narrow windows of experience. In seconds, they unconsciously absorb your micro-expressions, the flicker of doubt when you say you're fine, the slight tension in your posture when a certain topic comes up. Their brain processes thousands of these data points instantly. They're not guessing. They're compiling a dossier your conscious mind doesn't even know you're publishing. Point 2. They operate from a place of high emotional intelligence, but not just any EQ. This is often compensatory emotional intelligence. Many who developed this skill grew up in environments where predicting mood shifts was a survival tactic, a volatile parent, an unpredictable social circle. They learned to scan for danger or opportunity in the subtle shift of a gaze, the tone of a sigh. Their intuition is a finely tuned alarm system, originally built for safety, now used to navigate the world. Point 3. Their brain defaults to the connector setting. While most of us see events as separate, their cognition is wired for synthesis. They hear a story about your childhood pet and connect it to your current anxiety about loyalty. They see your choice of hobby and link it to an unspoken need for control. This isn't deliberate, it's a cognitive style. They can't not see the invisible threads between your past, your present, and your unstated fears. Point 4. They are low tolerance for cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort we feel when our actions don't match our beliefs. Most of us smooth it over with excuses. The intuitive person spots the gap immediately. They sense the incongruence between your confident words and your hesitant energy. Your story feels off. The pieces don't fit, and their brain rings the inconsistency bell before they can logically explain why. Point 5. They are often high in the openness to experience trait. This Big 5 personality trait means they are naturally curious, imaginative, and sensitive to their inner and outer worlds. They absorb atmospheres. They feel the emotional temperature of a room. This openness allows them to receive more subtle signals that others, focused on the concrete, simply filter out as background noise. Point 6. They project accurately. We're told projection is a bad thing, seeing our own flaws in others. But what if you've done deep work on your own flaws? What if you've known pain, insecurity, or joy so intimately that you recognize its unique fingerprint in someone else? Sometimes they know because they've been there. It's empathy refined through personal experience. It's a double-edged sword. This gift has a cost. Constant pattern seeking is mentally draining. It can lead to overthinking, to assuming they know more than they do, a curse called the intuition bias. And sometimes it creates loneliness. When you perceive what others hide, you feel separate, living in a world of truths no one is ready to say out loud. So, what's the powerful takeaway? Whether you possess this trait or have been decoded by someone who does, understand this. This knowing is a form of deep listening, not to words, but to the human beneath them. It challenges us to be more authentic, because the most intuitive people aren't reading our secrets, they're reading the disconnect between our secret self and our performed self. The lesson isn't to hide better, it's to align better, to become more integrated, so what you feel and what you project are in harmony. That is how you build trust, not just with the intuitive person, but with yourself. If this breakdown of the unseen made you see something new, consider subscribing. We decode human behavior daily. And remember, the most fascinating psychology isn't in a textbook, it's in the person right in front of you.